also the hard track. And in the last set of heats, Bayami raced with plastic shoes on the front and leather shoes under his normal metal shoes on the back. So obviously Reynolds has been worried with Bayami's feet. If he can reproduce the form he showed on the first night, Bayami could be hard to beat. Number 7, James Eden. The driver is Fred Kersley Sr. James Eden is a stablemate of Local Product, and Fred Kersley Jr. had a very tough decision as to which horse to drive between Local Product and James Eden. He finally chose Local Product. His father, Fred Kersley Sr., goes on to James Eden. He's been driving in races for 42 years, Fred Kersley Sr. He's a brilliant reinsman, and he'll be looking for his first Pacing Cup victory tonight with James Eden. He's driven 5 Easter Cup winners, but the Pacing Cup has eluded him. Number 8, Yankee Rhythm. The reinsman is T. Warwick. Trevor Warwick, a brilliant young reinsman as well. Yankee Rhythm has won 19 races in Western Australia, has performed well on the heat, but spoiled his chances by galloping off the mark on 2 occasions. He scrambled into this final field, but if he begins well, Yankee Rhythm certainly can be in the firing line at the finish. Number 9, Celia Van, of course, was withdrawn, which was most unfortunate, but Charlie Parsons is certainly impressed West Australians with his driving exhibitions behind that unhoppled Cannonball Celia Van, and it was most unfortunate the horse was injured. Number 10, Ross Scott, El Lindor, won 2 heats and is unquestionably the fastest horse in Western Australia. Ross Scott, he holds the record for this journey of 2,600 metres and also an Australian record for 10 furlongs. In the heats he performed well, winning on the first night by 12 metres, and on the second night he also strolled in from behind the mobile barrier, and on the final night ran 3rd behind Local Product. If they slow for about a half lap or so, Lindor will have Ross Scott up behind them early, and I feel that Ross Scott can be very hard to beat. In fact, he's my selection to win the Pacing Cup Grand Final. Number 11, needs no introduction, that's Red Vicar. The driver is Fred Hoff. Red Vicar, winner of 30 races, ran 4th in the last Inter-Dominion Championships at Albion Park in Queensland, and followed that with a great win in the Albion Park 10,000. He ran 2nd on the second night of the heat here, and then a loss of form which has been brought about by an injury he sustained about 2 months ago, and he's had a setback, Red Vicar, and hasn't quite reached his best form, but nevertheless, if he can produce his best tonight, we all know how good Red Vicar is. That's the form on the 10 runners as they start to move in now for the running of the WA Pacing Cup Final. Very big crowd here at Gloucester Park. The barrier is situated halfway down the back stretch. For those who are not familiar with the Gloucester Park circuit, it's just under 800 metres in circumference. They have a run to the winning post and then 3 laps to complete the 2,600. And we're set for a great race. Local Product, Captain Fawley, Fast Race, Region Queen and Dark Adair, the front markers. Bayami still looks just a little bit jaded, Bayami. And certainly doesn't look the same horse that arrived here in Western Australia. Won brilliantly on the first night, defeating James Eden. James Eden being circled by Fred Kersley Sr. Yankee Rhythm looked well on the way to the barrier. Ross Scott on 20 metres. The back marker is Red Vicar. Front mark is almost set. Dark Adair set in 1. Captain Fawley's being led in. Captain Fawley's the oldest horse in the race. He's a 9-year-old. But he'll run a great race from number 2. He's a very fast beginner, as is Dark Adair from 1. Fast Rate has won 2 of her heats, leading all the way. No doubt Robinson will try those tactics. They're almost set. And the stakes fly back, and they're off and racing in the Pacing Cup Final from the inside. Dark Adair paced away well. Captain Fawley showing plenty of speed. Fast Rate around the outside with Region Queen, and Local Product also began well. James Eden flew off the mark on 10 metres. Red Vicar lost about 10 metres at the start and down towards the home turn. The speed being turned on by Dark Adair. It's Dark Adair in front, about to be joined by Fast Rate. He's accelerating around the outside of Captain Fawley. Local Product is lobbed into a beautiful position, 1 out and 1 back in the early part. 2 lengths to James Eden, the stablemate behind him. A length to Bayami down on the inside. Wonder Ross got 3 lengths further back to Region Queen, who gallops shortly after the start. 2 lengths to Yankee Rhythm, and 3 lengths to Red Vicar last of all, about 16 metres from the lead. The pace is on. Fast Rate and Dark Adair going stride for stride towards the back stretch. Robinson wants to lead on this mare, Fast Rate, and she now moves clear by a half length from Dark Adair. A length to Local Product on the outside, a half length to Captain Paulie. Wonder James Eaton beautifully placed behind the leading division. The New South Wales performer, Bold Miami, racing on the inside of Ross, got 2.5 to Yankee Rhythm. A length to Region Queen and 5 lengths further back to Red Vicar last of all. Hard pressed to keep in touch with them. The speed is blistering. Fast Rate has gone to the front, about to be joined by Local Product on the outside. Dark Adair relegated back to third on the inside. 1 length to James Eaton, 1 out and 1 back. 1 length to Captain Paulie, saving ground on the inside. A length to Yankee Rhythm, moving up behind them and travelling well. Lindor has Ross got pacing beautifully out of the stretch on the outside of Bold Miami. A length and a half to Red Vicar, now in touch with the field. And Region Queen is last of all. They've got a lap and 3/4 to go. And this long striding black mare, Fast Rate's in front. It's Fast Rate by 1 length. Local Product is racing at her wheel. A length to Dark Adair on the inside. 1 length to James Eaton, beautifully placed by the veteran Kersley. Captain Paulie's on the inside of Yankee Rhythm. A length and a half to Ross Scott, being saved up for 1 run by Lindor. Bold Miami stretching out down on the inside, 2 lengths further back to Red Vicar, and Region Queen is last of all. Wheeling off the back stretch and starting to run down towards the home turn with 1,000 metres to go, and Fast Rate in front. She covers the ground like an oversized panther. Fast Rate by 1 length. Local Product is running second without cover. Dark Adair on the inside, waiting for a run. James Eaton is poised on the outside. A length further back to Yankee Rhythm, followed by Captain Paulie. Jammed on the fence with nowhere to go. Reynolds has Bold Miami on the rails also. He's searching for more ground, being held in by Ross got out of the stretch. A length and a half to Region Queen, and Red Vicar is last, 30 metres from the lead. Going towards the back stretch inside the 600 after the bell, and it's Fast Rate in front. Local Product on the outside, being driven a patient race by Kersley. On the fences, Dark Adair followed in by James Eaton, hooked out 3 wide. He's coming with a brilliant run. In behind them, Captain Paulie, followed by Yankee Rhythm. Ross got on the outside. Bold Miami is front of the strut, can't go any faster. And then Red Vicar off the back stretch. The crowd roared as the veteran Kersley sent James Eaton up on the outside to put his head in front of Fast Rate. Here comes Yankee Rhythm with a good run. In behind them, Dark Adair, Local Product is shifting back through the field. It's James Eaton in front in the stretch. Down the outside, Yankee Rhythm finishing strongly, followed by Fast Rate. James Eaton, a brilliant stayer, is holding Yankee Rhythm at bay, who broke up close to home. And James Eaton has won from Yankee Rhythm. Fast Rate may have run third on the inside of Dark Adair. They're swapping them down the outside. Red Vicar flew, so did Bold Miami, but far too late. Then Ross Scott, who couldn't overcome the 20 metres, further back to Captain Paulie, Region Queen, and Local Product went back to the rear. The veteran reinsman, Fred Kersley Sr., has won the Pacing Cup Grand Final after trying for 42 years.